Welcome to another RES Wave update. So once again, I am going to touch on Tron and what is currently happening with the price action. I was going to release this video yesterday, but I thought I'd just give it another little bit until we saw a bit more of a confirmation of a move higher. I do believe that we are seeing the move continue. So I do believe we are in wave 3 of the C wave. So I don't anticipate seeing any particular deep corrections at this time due to it being a wave 3. So first of all, we have to understand, according to this view, we are in a zigzag, okay? Because we have seen all the waves that typically occur in wave B, right? That being A, B, C, D, E. I have gone through these waves many times to confirm on separate days, to confirm that I'm not just seeing things, because that can very easily happen when you're looking at the waves. That's why I take the time to put out ideas, and generally when the ideas seem to be more consistent, they seem to be more in line with what's really going on. If you see ideas that fluctuate and change, it means not 100% sure, but getting there slowly. Now, once again, I do want to say that in this particular view, I do see it as a zigzag. So therefore, from the end of wave B, I'm measuring up to be around $1.50. Okay, roughly $1.50, right? Because I measure from the bottom of A, obviously, to the top of A in brackets, and then measure from the end of B. Okay. Now, because I can see all those waves in there and no weird waves going on in A wave, that looks like a perfect 5-wave impulsive move, then I'm looking for a choppier wave C, right? This thing looks choppy. We must admit it is. It's looking nice now, but it started off very choppy and it's sort of gaining a bit of traction. So what that means, in my opinion, is that we are in wave C and we're going to see a deep move to the downside after this move completes. But that doesn't mean that I'm not long. I am long until we get to the target. Okay, so in RES wave, right, there's only 2 patterns that occur in markets, and that's a zigzag and a 5-wave move, right? If you put all those patterns together, you can make basically the entire set of corrections that occurs on any market. Some patterns, obviously, they become choppier and more drawn out, but the waves are all still in there, and that's what I use to determine where we are in the pattern, right? So I've gone through many different charts in the past to verify this knowledge. So the only thing that it's sometimes hard to identify particular waves because of how expanded or how choppy they can be. Therefore, it throws off my analysis. But the waves, they're always there. As far as I'm aware, they're always there. It's just that not always easily identifiable. So if I thought that this was going to be a wave 3 to the upside, I would have seen something like this happen straight away, right? Just like that, a green candle that basically keeps going like that straight away. I wouldn't have seen this kind of price action that we've seen since that low. So to me, this is a more indication that this is wave C, because wave 3 would be actually stronger than this move, wave A. So pieces of evidence that we're seeing, and also the slope. You can see its slope this way. That's obviously a weaker move than the initial move. So that's all I need to know. Now moving on to XRP, because I am starting to use those charts together because of the TRX XRP pair. Now XRP definitely has been making a very decent move, but I reckon it's a bear market rally. Okay, it's a bear market rally. In my opinion, you can take whatever opinion you like. So at this point in time, I'm fluctuating between the where the wave 1 is and where the wave 2 is on this market. Is the wave 2 end there? Does it end here? It's something that, to me, the idea behind this whole thing is that it's a 5-wave move. Okay, because you had your A, your B, your C, because I can't see a CDE in here, right? I did try to have that view before, but I really, it's a very complex pattern. There's got to be something like 5 waves in here, right? Whether it's like that, that looks likely, right? I've tried different ways, but I don't see a 5-3-5 pattern in here. So therefore, I have to assume it's just a 5-wave C. And we have 3-3-5-3, and the 3's happening now. So for D, my latest view is that was A, and C is happening now, right? So actually, C target was only to this line here, but the C wave can definitely go over. I believe this particular move is happening due to positive news in the SEC lawsuit and maybe relisting of XRP, that type of thing. But I do believe that this is going to come down basically to the green dotted line, roughly around that area. It could be a little bit higher, it could be a little bit lower, but typically when I see a C wave like this occur, you do see something that is sort of similar like this happen, to create like a zigzag effect of wave 2. So basically that means that ultimately wave 1 ended here, and wave 2 will end somewhere down here. So you're probably thinking, well, how can that possibly be? You're out of your mind, and you have shit technical analysis and all this sort of stuff, right? Okay, fair enough, I understand. So the way I see it, right, let's go to the TRX XRP chart. Okay, so let me just explain something to you. Now, check out this wave here. I call that wave A of a zigzag. Okay, now why this move happened the way it did here, your guess is as good as mine, but the reason why I think this is a valid wave is because of how wave 4 occurred. So usually when there's a fast moving wave, you get a sideways wave 4. Okay, so for me this is wave A. Okay, then you had wave A, B, C, D, E, and in here we're basically almost at the end. I'm going to just quickly zoom into this area on the hourly just to show you what I believe the wave E is. Initially, I thought it was a break of this high here, but that was wave 4 of wave 3. That's why we saw it go above and then reject, because if that was really wave 4, that means that we obviously wouldn't have been able to make a new low. So now it's looking like this is wave 4 here, and this could be wave 5 here. So we are seeing some hammers and some, a couple of hammers, and just sort of indications that there could be like a reversal in place. So two things that needs to happen in order for this to be confirmed: a break of the descending trend line, and also a break of that dotted line there, the wave 4 low. So could there be potentially one more low here? Yeah, it can happen, but we need to see this sort of price action to break above this descending trend line and this dotted line for there to be a confirmed reversal. Now, wave E's definitely can be this weird kind of 5-wave move. It took a little while to sort of figure this one out. It is definitely a pain, but I'm starting to see certain things indicate that this count is right. Wave 3 did make the lowest part of the RSI there. So no surprise that this count is sort of probably looking okay. Wave 5 is weaker. We shouldn't see anything lower than that point in there for the RSI. Okay, so now that I've touched on that bit, now let's just go back to the 4 hour for a second. I just need to touch on one more thing. So, sorry, let's go to the daily. Okay, so what is this pattern? Okay, now at minimum, it's a zigzag. Simple as that. Like I said before, you can only get zigzag or 5-wave moves in markets, right? So that to me basically breaks it all down. Now, this length of wave A, which is here, right, taken from here, the length of to make wave C, it's basically $1.50. Okay, basically it's $1.50. Now, is it a coincidence that it's $1.50? Okay, is it a coincidence? You tell me. Can this be possible that it's just BS and it's complete lies? If you take the length of wave A and you put it from the end of wave E, or what is around roughly the end of wave E, I don't think it's going to go much lower, to be honest. Right, but obviously we're going to find out soon, right? If you draw, what else could you do here? If you draw a trend line from C to E, or this area, I mean, I just use the wave count to determine support. When we see a break of wave 4, that's when support is created, right? Using trend lines doesn't always help. Okay, using moving averages doesn't always help. Using RSI isn't always the best. MACD as well. Okay, whatever. That's not the point. The point is, why are we going to have a minimum move to $1.50? Right? It all goes back to XRP, right? XRP, if this pattern is correct, we are going to see a move back down to 0.07, roughly around there. So even if it was you know what, it doesn't even need to be a new low, right? Depending on how high wave D goes, if it goes to make if it touches that high and then just reverses, for example, right, then you could even just say that it's going to come back down to where the March low was last year, okay, around 11 cents. Whatever, I don't care, wherever you measure it from, right? Then, if TRX goes to $1.50, well, that makes total sense then, doesn't it? Why would it go to $1.50 on one chart and on the other chart? Okay, especially when you're measuring it against XRP. Now, don't get me wrong, I love XRP. I want to buy more of it. And if there is an opportunity to do so, I will buy it, lots of it, because it's basically my favorite crypto. But I don't want to FOMO in if I'm seeing something like this. Okay. Now, another piece of evidence that I'm going to bring up, and if you've seen my videos up until now, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So, no BS. Let's quickly recap on the Dow Jones pattern, right? So basically, we are in a D wave as well, okay? And we are also in the C wave of the D wave, okay? I got us in around this area, around 31,000 for a long position. Still going. I expect it to go to 37,000 roughly. That doesn't mean that XRP is going to keep going until this tops. No, we measure our moves based on A waves and C waves, right? This B wave was expanded. This is a type 2 expanded zigzag. And as per my previous video, which you'll find it in below in related ideas, this is a D wave. We need an E wave, which is going to be going into this area down here between 15 and 18,000 on the Dow, which will be about roughly 50 to 60% drop coming soon. Okay, but first we need to see this move complete up to here. Okay, so that means that whatever's in a D wave, once it's completed its pattern, it's going to go down for an E wave. Okay, whether it happens to XRP sooner than it does in a Dow, well, why can't it? Right? Who are you to say that's impossible? Right? If we go back to TRX, right, you can see that it needs to also go higher up to this point. So this is all evidence to suggest that XRP will top out first, start making its way down, right? And then once this reaches the top, XRP should reach the bottom. So transfer your profits into XRP to buy low. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. That's the plan, right? That's why I'm showing you this, because the end result is XRP. Don't really care about Tron, just riding the wave up because it looks profitable still, and we have a lot of evidence suggesting that these things are going to occur. Okay, I'm not just using one piece of evidence. Okay, a lot of people just use their opinion, which is even worse. Okay, now you're allowed to have one, of course, but you know what they say about opinions, right? I suppose what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to say anything about this, back up your claims. Okay, FOMO doesn't mean, like, hope is not a strategy. FOMO is not a strategy. I use the waves. If I can see a clear correction, I'm going to be bullish. If I don't see it, I'm not going to be bullish. I'm sorry, I can't do it. So if you don't like that type of information, then go watch something else, because this is not the place for you. But if you like that kind of information that's going to give you those types of insights and clues, and wave analysis, proper real wave analysis, not that sort of Elliott wave type analysis. This is RS wave. This is a different fish. I created RS wave over 6 years. The implementation and the practice in using it, that's a different story. That's ongoing. You're always learning. No waves are the same. You can't say any wave that's ever happened is the same as another wave. Okay, practicing something is not the same as knowing something, right? A doctor goes to university and spends X amount of time learning something, and then spends how long? The rest of his life practicing being a doctor. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, it's not the knowledge that he was taught, it's the practicing that is important. Okay, well, it's both important, but you can't have one without the other if you're going to be successful. So that's why I say whatever to the haters, it doesn't mean anything to me. It just makes me laugh, because you have nothing to back up your claims, and you probably have nothing to back up anything you do in the markets. So good for you, whatever. So don't get emotionally attached to any coin as well. That's also important. Even though I like XRP, I had to bail on it because I had a plan. So if I have a plan for now, that means I want to buy it back later. That's, if I have a plan to do that in some particular way, then, well, you better have a good plan. Otherwise, you're going to miss out, and God knows where you'll end up. So whatever, I don't know what that all means. I'm not a financial advisor. I wouldn't listen to anything I say. I'm just here to sort of make sense of the chaos in the markets, because it's all chaos. All these waves are crazy, and nobody can make sense of this. Nobody knows what's going to happen, right? Isn't that what everybody keeps saying? Nobody knows what's going to happen. Well, you can sort of try and, take an educated guess based on whatever principles you have. Some people's principles are better. Whatever, buy the dip is a principle. Anyway, hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.